Hi, hello. Hi, Anne. Good to see you on. Got my big coffee. Craig's just brought me a coffee. Hey, Sandra. Let's see. We've got 4 people watching. Good morning. I'll just give it a couple of seconds. I'm going to cuddle my cup. Hey, Fiona. This is my London one. It's not as big as it looks. It's because it's near the screen. But Evan, I think, was this the first one he got me? Yeah, it's a Starbucks cup. And it's sort of become a thing now when it goes away. So I've got London, Prague, Amsterdam. And what's the other one? Paris. Yeah, bless him. He brings me one now. It's become a thing. So I've got 4 of these. So I'm on London today. And it is a rather nice big cup of coffee. Hey, good morning, Flourishing Glow. What? I'm not sure I know who you are. Well, I mean, I don't know your real name. But thank you for joining. This is my coffee and card. Hi, Anne, that I do every Tuesday. Now, just before we start, next Tuesday is Christmas Eve, and I will still be on doing coffee and card. That's not a problem. That's going to still happen. So, and likewise, the following Tuesday when it's New Year's Eve, I will still be on. We might have a few more people watching next week. And the week after, because people are more likely maybe to be at home. So I will be on next week and the week after as normal. If it had have been Christmas Day, then I wouldn't. I'd have done a different day, but that's fine. I'm happy to do Christmas Eve and I'm happy to do New Year's Eve. It'd be nice to be festive. So wear Christmas jumpers next week. Even though I can't see you, I'll try and be festive next week. So yeah, right. I've not spent as much time in my craft room as I would have liked, to be honest. It's quite busy this time of year. And even though like my kids are not little anymore, I've just seemed to be busy with doing things, and I have been quite busy with my other work that I have, which is great. But I'm itching to make lots of things with the new spring summer products. So I've had an hour here and there, and a couple of hours here and there, and then the dog's been poorly and had us up at 5 o'clock and 4 o'clock and all sorts. Thankfully, she's a lot better now. But every time I've sort of wanted to do things, I've not had a chance. So I'm hoping over Christmas I'll get like a full day to sit in my craft room and create with the new stuff, because it is my favourite stuff to create with. And I have got bookings open for the next round of coffee and card, also a launch event, and I am going to move my bingo night, which was supposed to be tomorrow night. I'm now moving that to an evening in January, which I will advertise. So let me turn the camera around. There we go. And I'm just going to share with you the products that we're using for the next round of coffee and card. Now, I have made a card with these dies and stamps, but I can't share it yet because it is for one of my customers and friends who has a special birthday coming up soon. And I gave her it on Saturday and she hasn't opened it yet. So I can't share it with you because she's likely to watch this video. So this is what we're going to be using for the next round. The birthday celebration stamps and dies. Now it's the papers that I've only had a couple of bookings for this so far. I know it's a busy time of year. The papers are absolutely fandabidozy. Gorgeous colours. They don't show up
obviously on screen as nicely as they are. Love that pink gingham. And then these have got die cuts in, which are gorge. So there's 2 sheets of those. I have to be very careful. And then 2 sheets of sort of these frame ones. So they're fabulous, 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 fabulous. So I am looking forward to creating with those. And I believe we also will have, and I've not seen it yet until tomorrow, I believe we will also have some scrapbooking products that match those, which excites me a great deal. So that's that. I have got a launch event for the Spring Summer catalogue that's on Saturday the 11th of January, if you'd like to take part in that. And yeah, I need to work on my events for next year. So, but let's crack on with today's card. Now, I did show this last week. It is quite a simple card. I think maybe I'll just put my lamp in. It's another dark morning today, a bit of a gloomy day, and yeah, some days it doesn't seem to get light very much, does it? So, but fear not, because it's the shortest day soon, and things are we're gonna after the 21st of December, which is Saturday, we will. I'm going to say the nights will start to get lighter again. Obviously, it's a very gradual process, but I always love when we get to that and think that we've got past the worst. We've got past the worst bit. That's what I always think. Okay, so this is quite a simple card today, and this is because I want to show you and go through lots of different elements with this stamp set. Now, we're using the Humble Home, for those of you who haven't already gathered from my sample. And I think during this course, I will have used nearly every stamp in this stamp set, which I do try to do. And last week, I showed you, we did the brick chimney, and we did a little bit of ink flicking, didn't we, last week on last week's card. If you didn't catch last week's, you can go back and watch it on my YouTube channel. I always label which ones they are, what weeks they are. So this is week 3. So today we're going to do it says welcome home. So you can do it as a new home card. Or you could do from our house to yours, something like that. So we're using quite a few stamps today. We need the brick one. Yeah. We need the roof. We need the solid heart. I'm just grabbing blocks out of my little block pot. With the heart. And we need our greetings. Now, it is a very plain card. Some people like that, and some people want something a little bit more. And it's up to you what you want to do. But I just wanted to show off the different elements of the stamp set. Now, I'm going to clean my stamps because I don't know if I cleaned that brick one last week. And I know that we used pecan pie. So I should really, look, that's not being cleaned. I should really get into the habit of, that's not being cleaned. Oh, Julie, there we go. Okay. So in your pack, you should have a card base. We're all very quiet this morning. Mind you, I've only got 6 of you on. You should have a card base that's Coastal Cabana, and then a mat that's pecan pie, and a piece of basic white. And then in the rest of your pack, you should have some basic beige ribbon and some linen thread. Okay. Now, the thing that I'm going to do first is, which looks a bit alien, I'm going to stamp the greeting so I know that, well, no, actually, I'm going to stamp the roof, okay? Let's stamp the roof because that goes closest to the edge, okay? Now, we're not actually using the punch today because I'm stamping direct onto the paper, the card. But if you feel a bit nervous to do that, to stamp direct onto the card, then in your bag you should still have some white card left, which we do need for the heart, in your brown paper bag. You could stamp this and then punch it out and layer it up. Probably Sandra might do that as an alternative. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Anne. But for my sample, I have been brave. I'm actually going to do I'm going to ignore what I said and I'm going to do the close look about it. Now, when I last looked, this needed re-inking. So I think I'm going to ignore what I just said. I got my re-inker out and didn't blooming do it. So I'm going to give it a quick ink there. And push that down. I'm just going to leave it a few moments. I'm going to do something else. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my little heart stamp and my piece of basic white from the bag here, and I'm going to stamp. And I love that we have a heart in this set. I love that we have that. And I'm going to cut that out. I'm not going to leave any white space on this. Not intentionally anyway. So I did leave a little bit there. But you could use this heart on other. How did you? Sandra, I think I'm getting to know you. Cue there for a song. What I love about this is I'm just going to get that white slither off. Sometimes it's very easy to look at a stamp set and think, oh, I've just got that for that. That's for those cards. That's for and think that it can't interact with another stamp set. And so if you need to, say, perhaps make a Valentine's card, then, but you don't want to buy a Valentine's set because you think, oh, well, I don't need a whole set just for one card a year or whatever, then you can use this heart from this set. Do it in pink, do it in red. You know, use this to make a Valentine card, yeah? So use a little house. I challenge you. Okay. So I'm hoping that my ink pad is okay. Could be a bit streaky. So what I'm going to do is practice on here. It's not too bad actually, that. And I'm going to stamp bottom right. That's very inky, but there we go. It'll dry a bit lighter. And I don't need that again. I'm going to take my pecan pie and I'm going to line the roof up. Now, apologies, you may get my head in shot here because it's one of those where you have to sort of hang over your project. You shouldn't see my roots though, because I had my hair done on Sunday. It's just floating ever so slightly. It's dried quite nicely as that stamping now. And then you see that's going to go on there like that. Now I think what I might do is layer that up just to be a little bit more interesting. And then just to vary this up, I'm doing welcome with early espresso. So I'm using 2 browns today. But from our house to your house would look nice on this. Oh, I've got the wrong stamp out. I've got one out that says Merry Christmas. Welcome, Merry Christmas. That would have been funny. And I'm going to stamp this in pecan pie. Okay, so that's all of the stamping for now, for this card. Right, so I'm going to do my little Jubilee thing. I'm a little fan of doing this, so I'm going to grab some tape. And pop this down the sides. I do love this tape, you know. I mean, I've had this reel for absolutely ages. I mean, I know it's a bit pricier than other brands, but honestly, I've had it for ages, and it what you must be careful when you're making cards. I mean, maybe cards not as important, but certainly when you're doing scrapbooking, you must make sure that if you're buying cheap adhesives, that they are acid and lignin free. Okay, because you don't want to create these wonderful memory books and albums and then find that I always pick the wrong glue. Find that there's been acid in the adhesive that you've used and it's eaten away at your lovely treasured photos. Yeah, so always make sure, and our adhesives are acid and lignin free. And for those of you in my scrapbooking club, we were told that the brochure for the next round of scrapbooking items was going to be available to be looked at today, but it's actually tomorrow. They've told us the wrong date, which I was so looking forward to it. But because I'm so excited by my scrapbooking at the moment, so yeah, but I'm not allowed to share it until the 7th of January, which is when it goes on sale to customers. But I'm really excited because, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be nice, fresh stuff and not Christmas. And really, I'm really loving. If you're not in my scrapbooking group, if you're in the UK and you're interested about it, I do have a I've got a little mark on here. There's a bit of glue, I think, and now it's a mucky mark. If you're interested, I do have a group, the Paper Haven scrapbooking group, and I do a monthly class, although there won't be one for January. I might actually make my own class. I'm thinking about doing that, make my own kit. So that's something I'm going to do over the Christmas holidays, because I've been inspired by some US scrapbookers who used to be close to my heart. Did they call them makers? I think they didn't call them demonstrators. I think they call them makers. They used to be close to my heart, makers, and now they've joined Stampin' Up after Close to My Heart ceased trading. So it's amazing to see some of these talented scrapbookers doing layouts with our fabulous products. So I have been inspired by that. So thinking of doing an extra class without one of the kits, just using some of our papers and things. So leave that with me. Okay. So I'm going to layer that up on a foam pad. I just think it's a little bit... Sandra might have gone the full whammy and layered the house up as well. So there is the card, along with the dirty mark. When I take a photo, I'll just put my thumb over it like that for my Instagram. Your craft room, Santa's grotto. Yes, well, I must admit, there's a present from Craig, for Craig over here, and he hasn't clocked it yet. And it's in a rather large brown box, and I think he just thinks it's some more craft stuff. So that it's quite good to disguise stuff. Right, I'm just going to tidy my stamps away. That was a quick one today, wasn't it? I do have to get off early because Craig's going out to play the piano, and I'd like to say bye to him, so that'd be good. So if in case anybody's interested, and thank you Fiona for sharing these things, Craig's attempting for the second time, last time it was 3 weeks before COVID hit, to do his piano full time. So he's been getting a few gigs here and there, not enough to match what he needs yet, but it's all going in the right direction. So that's fantastic, and he's had some really good feedback. So there is today's make, and the last one. I think it looks nice with that raised up. You can always cover things. Yeah, I think I might have to. So if you don't already follow Craig, he's called Craig Sutcliffe Music on Instagram and on Facebook and TikTok and on YouTube. So yeah, please give him a follow. Right, next week. Next week is one that I copied from a demo. It's very, very simple. So if people like white space and like simple ones, this is a bit of a new home card that I thought would be nice as a new home card. And I'm just giving you other ideas that you could punch a piece of patterned paper. That's like a bit of a tongue twister. Punch a piece of patterned paper to make a little new home card. And next week you will need an embossing folder, which would be helpful. And you will need a die, because we're going to create an aperture. So if you've got a square die like I've used, that would be great. Or you could do a round die. So yeah, it's just a little bit different, and it's just with this round, I wanted it to be a little bit more about techniques and different ways of using the punch and the stamps, rather than the cards being all singing, all dancing. So this is another little way of using, you don't have to stamp a house, for example. So there we go, that's next week. Be very careful when you open your pack next week if you open it before, because some of those little gems are loose. So yes, thank you for tuning in today. Sorry it's going to be a really quick one. Oh, thank you, Fiona, that's gorgeous, thank you. I'm going to try and get on and do a video. I said that last week, at some point this week, but it's pretty crazy, isn't it, this time of year? So do look out for my events. Things are really slow at the moment, which is not surprising. But I do have my launch event on the 11th of January. It'd be lovely to see you there. And I will be back on Christmas Eve doing coffee and card on Christmas Eve. Which will be nice, won't it? Be nice for us. And I'll see you then. We're only 5 minutes earlier than normal. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful week. I hope to see you next Tuesday. I know it's always busy for everybody, but give yourself half an hour next Tuesday morning to join me. And I'll hopefully see you then. See ya. Bye.